Their first morning work here is just to decorate a coffee mug, and I do tell them it will be considered in one of the upcoming season's actual designs, which they love. In preparation for this day, I go to the actual Starbucks and I do ask for donations like these bags here as well as some cups. And thankfully Starbucks is always willing to donate this, which I really, really appreciate. My kids love to come in and see the actual Starbucks logo all over our room. So I put everything out just so they can have it when it comes time for our first coffee break. And before the kids do come in, I put them into groups and I put their name tags out. And the group names that I pick are really fun. I pick the Frappuccinos, the pink drinks, the cake pops, and the PSLs. And then
This is wonderful. This video created by a teacher at Fort Allen Elementary School shows her finding a creative way to get her students excited about class, and people online loved it. It recently went viral, getting around 9 million views at last check. And now Taylor Crossland joins us in the studio to talk about this and the other crafty projects that she's working on. So great to have you here.
Thank you for having me. This is amazing.
And how did you come up with this idea in the first place? And what's the purpose behind it?
Sure. So I always do some type of positive behavior incentive for my third graders. I've done, camping day and beach day, and I have a ton of Starbucks fans in my room this year. And so when we were just kind of brainstorming, they said, well, what about a Starbucks day? And I'm thinking coffee, 8 and 9 years old, there's no way. But as I kind of thought a bit more into it, I went to my local Starbucks. I got those donated cups and treat bags, and I thought, well, we could do chocolate milk and make it a little fancy with the whipped cream and syrups. And, I, of course, had to incorporate some educational components, but really the main point was just to enforce their positive behavior. And they're really, truly a great class and deserved all of it.
So when this video went viral, what went through your head, and how did you even know? Did you wake up, kind of like Anna was telling us earlier, and see all the notifications?
Yeah, so it was funny. I've just started to post videos. I get so many ideas from, TikTok and Instagram, like cleaning hacks and teaching ideas. So I figured, well, maybe I'll post some teaching ideas and, teachers can get inspiration. And yeah, it took a few days, but all of a sudden I looked and it was up to like 1 million and 2 million. And then here we are today, 9 million. It's crazy.
And you're getting national attention for it too, which is really awesome. What are some of the positive comments that you received from other teachers and family members?
Yeah, a lot of people say, oh, I wish I was back in third grade and we did things like this. Or a lot of people will say, this reminds me of my teacher who, went above and beyond, or other teachers just getting ideas. So it's been a lot of positive, which is great. And
which is a lot of fun. And how about the kids? How did they react?
Well, first of all, seeing their teacher on, the end of the Kelly Clarkson show in the news and everything this weekend, that alone was a big thing for them. And finding out that I, of course, am making this content and posting it.
Yeah.
But it's great. And of course, they're really excited for our next incentive and learning what else we'll do throughout the year.
So they were able to design the cups. So what happened with that? Were you able to actually wrap that around the cup, or how did you use that?
So for that, it was more so just a little morning work just as they come in, because it's all different times and they're eating breakfast and things like that. They even also made up their own coffee, the new coffee drink for the season, which was just really cool to see what they would come up with in their creativity. But no, we just hung it around the room, just more so for decoration.
Taylor, I know this is so much fun, but I think it's also a great example of how much goes into teaching, because it's not just showing up and teaching how to add and subtract. There's so much more to keep kids engaged.
Yeah, so really, the motivation, like you said, keeping them engaged. And I think the nicest part for all of this, like the national recognition, is that, I'm not the only one. Like every single teacher is going above and beyond and spending after hours just trying to think, like, how can they grasp students and motivate them. And
it really becomes your life work.
It is, but honestly, it's a paycheck to the heart. Like, it's the greatest job in the world.
That's wonderful. So what other crafts do you work on in your classroom? What else are you cooking up?
Oh boy. We do some things, like my favorite, we do a Polar Express day in December. My favorite part is, I don't know if you know, during the movie when they come around with the hot chocolate.
That's right, yeah.
I pull that whole kind of scene out during that while they're watching it, and they're all in their jammies, and I decorate the room. And they won't know, my room right now doesn't know I do this, but I come around like I'm on the train, and I serve them their hot chocolates, and it just kind of brings learning to life in a way, but also it's positively reinforcing their good behavior.
Well, you mentioned that you're able to get a lot of really great ideas on social media just to bring to your own classroom, but why did you decide to share your videos on social?
So, funny enough, I love to organize. Like, I love to make, especially teaching, closet organizing videos, and I do that a lot for my coworkers. And so they said, you should really do this for other people or post about it. And I thought, well,
And what is this that we're seeing here?
Oh, so this was last year's camping day.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, and a lot of my, coworkers will come by and they'll kind of peek in, and I thought, well, maybe I'll just post it. like I said, I learned so much from social media, and I think it can be good used for bad, but also good. And
Right.
if we can use it for that good and spread ideas and inspiration and
Yeah. Well, and you're really helping your kids to progress because they like to come to school when they have something. I'm just thinking about my kids because every time I go through that Starbucks line, they're like, Mom, can I get a vanilla frappuccino? Like they know the menu now.
yeah.
So-
And that was the funny part. Actually, a ton of Starbucks workers commented on the video, and I actually had donated Starbucks aprons sent to my P.O. box. And they said, hey, if you actually do this and this and lemonade, you can make like the pink drink for them. And
Yeah.
just ideas, which is really cool, just the collaboration for it.
Taylor, your kids are so lucky to have you as a teacher, and you're inspiring some other teachers out there too, I'm sure. Thank you for coming on
Thank
today.
you so much. This was amazing.
It's wonderful.
Thank you so much.
If you're interested in checking out more of Taylor's classroom videos, getting some inspiration yourself, we're going to have a link on our website at kdka.com/talkpittsburgh. Coming up next on the show, a physical or mental disability shouldn't stop kids from getting on the playground. How one teacher is working to make it more inclusive for her students when we come back.